Rankings time. So, weird thing just happened. I was filming this in the process of it, and it shut off 25 seconds in. So, the ranking that I'm going to be doing here for this evening is ACDC. The 15 studio albums. I'll give a slight description of it, if I need to. But I want to make this very clear before I get into this. I love the band. The band is one of my all-time favorite bands. If a record is low, it's not that I hate the record. It's not up there like the rest of them. I've been listening to these guys since like 86, 87. So I've got some years. I kind of know the backstory, yada, yada, yada. So let's start, shall we? We have Rock or Bust at number 15. Simple. 2 tracks. My favorites. Rock or Bust, the title track, and Rock the Blues Away. Rock or Bust is a good fist-pumping anthem tune. Rock the Blues Away is without a doubt my favorite, or one of my top 10 favorite AC/DC songs of all time. That's a pretty big statement to make, but go listen to it, turn it up, and just let it kick your ass, man. It's so friggin' good. Number 14, High Voltage. This is a controversial one because some people would put High Voltage towards the top. The songs are great. This just is not the one I'm going to reach to if I want to listen to a record. If I want to hear like songs like High Voltage, Livewire, or whatever, I'll go for a live version of it. Just because that's how I enjoy it. Like High Voltage, the song, I like the Donington version better because of that little section where they kind of, they're doing the whole... They're just kind of rocking out and Brian's singing with the crowd and he's screaming his ass off. That's the part of that I like. Okay, moving on. Number 13, Black Ice. This has some tracks on it I do like. Stormy Mayday, Money Made, War Machine is killer. Anything Goes, right up there. Excuse me, with Rock the Blues Away. And of course, Rock and Roll Train, because it's fucking killer. And Black Ice's song is good. Black Ice next to Ball Breaker, the song, would be what I would classify as AC/DC gone metal. And This Means War too. But that's besides the point. The fact of the matter is that that's the record. This is a record I would grab over High Voltage and Rock or Bust. Number 12, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. This is also going to be controversial because people are like, oh, that should be fucking higher. Bah. Listen, this is my rankings. You don't like it? Fucking go do one of your own. Okay? It's that simple. And again, the songs on here are great. I'm not knocking the songs. It's just not my favorite. I mean, I like Squealer on here. Rocker was good. Dirty Deeds, the song is good. Love at First feels good. But it's not my favorite record. Number 11, Ball Breaker. Now, this is where we start to get towards the part where I really struggled. Because I really had to think, okay, I had to go back into my mind last night and go, where did I listen, like, what part of all these records? Like, and I guess it's not that how much did I listen to said record, it's where, like, how could I honestly do this? Because from here to number 1 are records I listen to on a constant basis. Now, I'm not showing you and you guys, some of you are probably thinking, well, why are you not showing the album covers? Well, I don't want to, okay? And some of them I don't legitimately have. There's nothing wrong with that. Just don't have them. Now, Ball Breaker. This was the record that was done with Rick Rubin at the helm. Trying not to yawn. This was done with Rick Rubin at the helm. It was good, but this is probably the hardest that this band's ever been on a record. And it was the raunchiest of all of the records. And here's the thing, and actually this record I will pull out one quick sec here. I mean, you have some of the raunchiest of records here. And actually, I'm pretty sure for the most part. Actually, you know what? I will show the records for the rest of them. Because I have these ones. Anywho, that's not the point. The fact of the matter is, this here, and I actually scored the tape from a dear friend of mine, Dan Powers. Like this is the part I'm talking about, the raunchy part. Hard as a Rock, Cover You in Oil, The Führer, which is awesome, by the way. Listen to The Führer from Ballbreaker, you'll love it. Boogeyman, The Honey Roll Over, Let Us on Top, Shake, Strap You to the Bed and Make You Rock, Running Up the Flag, Send It On Home. I mean, very not saying the exact terms, but this is where Brian kind of really gets that whole, shaking thing. Burning Alive is good. That's so the Führer and Burning Alive and Hail Caesar have really nothing to do with sexual innuendos. Hail Caesar is next. Love Bomb. Caught With Your Pants Down. Self-explanatory. Whiskey on the Rocks is a fantastic song. And then Ballbreaker. The version of Ballbreaker, the song that I like the most, is from Snowball that they did in Madrid in 96, I think it was. Yeah, 96. If you're an ACDC fan, you owe it to yourself to go watch that whole show. It's fucking awesome. It was literally nothing from Ballbreaker or newer is on that show. Just because it's from the Ballbreaker tour. So, okay. So we have that. Now I can start showing some records. Because I think I have pretty well all... The only thing I may have to do is show you like a jacket. Yeah. And actually there's another record that I don't know where it's at currently right now. I haven't been able to find the damn thing. Okay, so... Which I should because it's high up there. Now... Number 10. For those about to rock. With tracks like the title track... I put the finger on you. Inject the Venom. Let's Get It Up. Snowball is in my top 5. Go listen to it. It's a fucking ripper of a track. It's just the foot starts moving and so good. Night of the Long Knives. That I believe has to do. It's a true story, and I can never remember what the actual details are. But go check that out as well. Let's see here. I'm just trying to see something else. But anyways. Hang on. Aha. I won't be able to show you the jacket, but I'll show you the actual disc. Okay, so. Sorry. Sidetracked. Okay. So now we go to number 9. And number 9 is this bad boy. Let There Be Rock. This Whole Lot of Rosy is, again, top 10 for a joke. Rosy's actually one of the first Bon Scott songs I actually learned on bass. From Go Down to Dog Eat Dog to the title track to Bad Boy Boogie, Problem Child, which is actually also on Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap, Overdose, which is just a stomper, but it's a slower, plodding along stomper. And Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, Rosy, etc. This sits at number 9 for a reason, because it's a killer record. But the rest of them get better. That's the thing. Number 8. Blow Up Your Video. Now you're probably wondering, how is this higher up than Let There Be Rock? Because at one point, I owned the tape. And funny enough, I actually reacquired said tape because I burned it out in high school. This record here was monumental in getting me through some real tough times in high school. Because I love the fucking record. It's that simple. It's one of the most raw sounding records they have. Like a couple others I'm going to get to. But that's why it's number 8. Number 7. The second ACDC record in full that I actually heard, and I actually think this was the third or fourth cassette tape that I actually bought. The classic, the one that we all know as The Razor's Edge. I don't have to discuss this. You already know about it. It is that simple. Number 6. And of course, now we're getting into, the fun stuff. So on the day this come out, my good friend Ben Hovey and I went out and bought this record at the same time. It's around the same time I met him. AC/DC's Stiff Upper Lip. I had the absolute dream of catching these guys live on this tour. They were fucking on all cylinders that night, for a joke. This record, it really goes right back to the roots and the blues and all this. And this actually comes after Ballbreaker. But this record is an absolute fucking stomper of a record. You owe it to yourself to get this on whatever means necessary and listen to it. It is impeccably good blues and pure rock and roll. Trust me. Now, actually, I can, while I'm thinking of it, and actually, so here's the next record that I got to bring up, but I'm going to put the actual, because pretty well all these are all the reissues, and I think there's only like a couple that I gotta kind of have to get. I hate doing this because I just don't want to rip this because it's kind of flimsy. Okay, so. Now, top 5. And this is where it's going to get interesting. Because there's 2 records that people are going to be like, they're still in play. Why? Because it's simple. It's my fucking rankings. Number 5, Fly on the Wall. Very raw. Very powerful. Very intense. And Brian is absolutely screaming his fucking balls off on this record. He is screaming. It's as if they went into an airplane hangar and recorded it there. And that was that. They're like, yeah, let's just put it out. It sounds good. One of the many that have Simon Wright on it. This and Blow Up Your Video had him on there. And of course they got Chris Slade for whatchamacallit there, Razor's Edge. Now, this monster. Number 5. Number 4. Okay, calm yourselves. Calm yourselves. Back in Black. Number 4. So there are probably some people that could be out there watching this having an absolute litter of kittens right now because there's a record that's next and they're going to lose their effing minds. It's got nothing to do with this being overplayed or anything. This has to do with the simple fact that the other 3 records mean more to me. I love this record. I'm not going to explain anything further about this. You know what it's all about. Number 3. I don't know what I did with the friggin' case. I can't find it. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Flick the Switch. My all-time favorite Brian album, bar none. Very raw. It's powerful. And all of the songs kick ass right from the get-go. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Get mad at me all you want. I don't care. The next two records are the last two. And they're both Bon Scott. This was hard because number 2 could technically be number 1 on any given day. And I was actually listening to it today. So that's a thing. And that is Highway to Hell. Highway to Hell essentially also helped me get through some tough times in school because I was dealing, of course I always dealt with shit. But this record is amazing. It's got all the classics and it has my number 1 ACDC song of all time. Get It Hot. Go listen to it. It is what you could classify as AC/DC writing a dance song. Go listen to it. And then tell me I'm wrong. This next record, and the last record, has been known to be on a lot of people's lists for their favorite record. And I totally understand why. Because it's so friggin' good. I mean, I shouldn't have to go too deep into explaining why, but it's a fucking awesome record. If you're wondering what I'm doing, some of these AC/DC CDs have gone and been like moved from record to record to record. Just pulling, because High Voltage had Back in Black, because I tend to in the truck when I switch stuff out. That's what happens. Okay, I'm just making sure some of them are here. Anywho, Porridge. With songs like Rock and Roll Damnation, with songs like Down Payment Blues, with songs like Give Me a Bullet, Riff Raff, which there was a super group that did that and did it really low tuned and really metal like, so it was pretty cool. Sin City, What's Next to the Moon, Gone Shooting, Up to My Neck in You, which is, oh, I love that, and Kicked in the Teeth. Now the crazy thing about Up to My Neck in You, there's from the German live show that they did, Brian does that song. And holy shit, he does it so well. And he's got the old boogie hip swiveling and stuff on it. It's just funny to see him do that to a song like that. But it fits. So, it's just one of those things, I guess. So, that's basically it. The song really helped me get through a lot, like I said. It's just, the record, I mean, it's just awesome. It is literally just awesome. So yeah, as you guys can all tell, except Flick the Switch, I don't know where that case is. It could be upstairs in my kitchen. I have pretty well all the digipacks and all the remasters, because that's kind of what I prefer with AC/DC, because I find you can take pretty well almost a whole discography and shove it in a console somewhere. Except this. Essentially, which is funny because this record here I acquired and I absolutely love is this is the Australian version. But the cool thing is that if you look here at the actual CD, that's basically the same thing as the 74 Jailbreak album cover. So in terms of the rest of that, that's basically it, guys. Thank you so very much for watching. And just going to kind of throw this out into the VC world. Anybody willing to part with any of the Australian versions, like a High Voltage and Let There Be Rock and Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap? You know, if you just kind of want to throw it my way, sure, let me know. Anyways, guys, thank you so very much. I really appreciate you watching. This is now over 20 minutes. Rock and roll.